Welcome back to the Marine Corps Movie Minute, where we discuss the movie Heartbreak Ridge 1 minute at a time. Today we are discussing minute 6. I'm Brian Lockhart.
And I'm Jack Perry.
Our minute begins with Clint Eastwood spitting out cigar pieces, and it ends with the guy from Swamp Thing bleeding a while.
Yeah. Yeah. First little pieces of action.
Our friend from Swamp Thing walks in and is checking out the story that Clint Eastwood's talking about, and he said he doesn't like soldier boys, which first off he's just trying to be a punk, but
Yeah.
it's particularly insulting to somebody like Tom Highway because he referred to him as a soldier and not a Marine.
Yeah. Well, he clearly doesn't know his military tradition.
That's that's a no-no. You don't call a Marine a soldier.
Nope.
Guy like Tom Highway's not going to like that very much.
Yep. Oh, by the way, if there's any aspiring movie makers that are going to ever listen to the podcast and you decide to make a military movie and you're going to use Marines, do yourself a favor and don't ever call them soldiers. it's it's an easy mistake to make, but it's don't ever do that. It's the one thing a Marine will always be like, no, don't do that.
Everybody else has got their own little names, but a Marine's a Marine.
A Marine's a Marine.
Clint Eastwood just kind of looks at him and is like, I think he says, say what? Because, Clint Eastwood's talking to some kind of young kid, kind of just trying to impress him, it looks like. He said, well, if you want to pop that puppy's can, you don't have to grease him so much, Jarhead.
Yeah, everybody just starts looking like, it's conflict is a brewin.
Yeah, well, what's funny about that is everybody does kind of, they kind of look and, all right, what's going on? And, of course, Clint Eastwood is like, hey, sounds like you're, you're a man of experience. Which he immediately gets mad and was like, well, what the hell is that supposed to? And I'm like, well, you started it.
Yeah, the same thing you just alluded to, stupid ass.
Right. So he's telling him, that he's trying to get with this, get to this guy, but then the second he puts it back on him, he gets mad.
Yeah.
A classic case of can dish it out but can't take it.
Yeah.
Because he's like, what's that supposed to mean? Well, exactly what you meant by it.
Yeah. Yeah, what was this guy's problem anyway? But, I guess for the sake of just kind of establishing that Gunny Highway is in fact a badass, like he is fully capable of backing up everything that he's going to, be alleged to be able to do in the I guess the rest of the movie, that he's an established warrior.
That's the funny thing. He doesn't back down for a quick second. He tries to intimidate him with his, with his words at first. He talks. The guy says something, kind of funny, or he's trying to be funny, but he's trying to be intimidating.
Yeah,
he's standing over him. Clint Eastwood with humor kind of puts it back on him, and he doesn't appreciate that.
Yeah, making him look stupid.
So now he tries to get a little more aggressive with him, and I like, Clint Eastwood's like, all right, well, I'll just intimidate him with my words and his, Clint Eastwood 1,000-yard stare.
Yeah.
He's like, be advised, I'm mean, nasty, and tired. I eat concertina wire and I piss napalm, and I can put a round through a flea's ass at 200 meters. So why don't you go hump somebody else's like mutt face before I push yours in?
Yeah.
In a million years, I would never come up with that speech to intimidate somebody.
Yeah. But you can clearly tell that he's this isn't the first time he's having to give it either.
Right. I mean, it just came so natural to him. Like, yeah, I do all this stuff. I don't care. Like I've done all this stuff. You're not big and bad.
Nope.
But of course, Swamp Thing guy, he's like, you're not gonna be talking so tough with your balls stuffed in your face, Jarhead. Yeah. But the funny thing about that, I thought, is I think Clint Eastwood was more offended by the Jarhead comment, the way he said it, than he was anything else.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, I don't know if you listen in the background, you hear one or two of the inmates go, shit, right when he says Jarhead.
Yeah.
Like, uh-oh, you stepped in it now.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah, so like they know it's about this guy. I like the one guy too who's laying on the top rack and he sits up like, uh-oh, what's about to happen?
Yep. When we came up, Jarhead, I don't know, man. I know it used to be, it was like, calling a Navy guy a squid well, we won't get too far into that. I don't want to offend any of our potential listeners, but
so why don't you tell the nice folks what a Jarhead is, where the name came from?
So it was a derogatory term about the haircut that Marines had, the flat top. Now, Marines weren't the only ones exclusively that ever had flat tops, but Marines for a long time, that's just the way that they had their haircut. It was tight, professional, very military looking. and it was a derogatory. It was supposed to be a derogatory term for Marines.
Not just the haircut though, too. It was the way that our uniform went up on the neck.
Oh yeah, well yeah, the blues. Yep.
The way it went up on the neck, it made it look like our heads were jars. Like anything, are you using it as an insult to us? Because now that's our pet name we call each other.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's but when we would get called by other services jarheads or whatever, and it was, I don't know, we didn't ever really take. There was only a couple things that you would ever say to a Marine that would actually piss a Marine off.
So jarhead could be used as an affectionate term. It also could be used to
Yeah.
insult us. But honestly, Marine could be the same way. Because you say,
Yeah. How you say
yeah,
it.
how you say it. Because you're in, hey Marine, come here. Like, hey Marine. Because if you don't know a guy's name, you call him Marine. Hey Marine. You Marine.
Yep.
No problem, Marine with me. But it could be like,
Yep.
hey Marine.
Yeah.
And I've had some, like higher ranking people talk to me in that way, and they don't mean, hey buddy, come here. They mean, hey asshole, come here.
Come get the fuck over here.
You're calling me a Marine. You're using a respectful term in a not respectful way.
Yeah. Or devil.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other one, devil dog. Hey, devil dog.
Yeah.
Not hoorah, devil dog, or yeah, devil dog, go devil dog. It's hey, devil dog, and it's like, what I do?
What? Oh no. Yeah, that's when you start checking your uniform.
Right, but my hands aren't in my pocket. I didn't walk on grass. What did I do?
Yeah, I got my hair cut. My cover's on. I'm outside. Shit, did I not salute somebody? What I do?
Of course, devil dog's another one of those things that was probably considered, was lobbed at us as an insult, which we've now taken as like, yeah, that's what we are. We're devil dogs. We're that's an affectionate name to call a Marine, unless you say it with a bad tone.
Yeah, yeah, and that's usually only comes from somebody of higher. Corrective action will follow.
Yeah, you're not going to go up to like the colonel and be like, hey, devil dog, what you thinking?
Yeah.
Probably a bad idea.
Yeah.
We got Swamp Thing guy, talks his crap. Clint Eastwood talks back to him, and he threatens him and calls him a jarhead in a negative light. So Clint Eastwood,
Yeah.
hey, hold this boy. He's got his cigar. The whole time he's got a cigar and he's pointing with it. He's biting it. He's spitting out the little little paper flakes that kind of come off when you have a cigar. And he says, hold this boy. I think war's just been declared.
Yeah. Yeah. He hands this wet ended as a cigar to this kid. He's like, yeah, hold this for me.
Of course, he then unleashes a bunch of Philo Beto type hits all over Swamp Thing guy.
Yeah.
That, to me, it reminds me just like all the pit fighting he did in Every Which Way But Loose, or Any Which Way You Can.
Yeah. Oh man.
Of course, once he kicks him in the gut. He throws a couple uppercuts and beats him up, and his face goes right into the bars.
Yeah.
And that's gotta hurt.
Yeah. 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 Bars don't really give much.
Of course, Clint Eastwood has the best response to all that, which is, why don't you just sit there and bleed a while before you taste some real pain?
Yeah.
So not only does he beat him up, but then he insults him again.
Yeah. Just deal with it. Just leave. Yeah. It gives him an out. Just sit there and
and bleed.
Yeah. Yeah. Well said.
I mean, he does kind of get him by surprise, because he's a big dude, but at the same time, he doesn't back down. It just knocks him a couple times, 4 or 5 good hits, sends him into the the bars, falls down, and he's like, all right, you're done. This is it. You're done.
Yep.
Which is pretty good. Yeah. Have you ever had an opportunity to use that on anybody?
No.
No, me neither.
No. No, usually no. No.
If anything, I'd be the guy on the other end, just laying there bleeding.
Yeah, usually the any kind of little fights or skirmishes, have never been as dramatic as this.
Oh, in my head they are.
No cool lines. Oh yeah, they're great. In the shower the next day.
Yeah, I was saying I've never, and of course I'm never one to think that fast on my feet. Anyways, even if I was Clint Eastwood and this guy down, my sponsor would be like, yeah, fuck you. It's about as creative as I'll get.
Yeah, yeah. We've been fortunate enough not to have too many jailhouse fights.
Yeah, to say the least. And
Yeah.
I'd like to keep that streak going.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool for stories, but, aside from that, it's not really good for employment prospect.
So I do like that there's all the biker guys are watching and looking at everything. It's pretty funny.
Yep.
Clint Eastwood is basically a poet. He's a warrior poet, basically. He
Oh, yeah, samurai.
I don't really have much else. What do you say we wrap up this Friday minute and come back on Monday and go into the next minute?
Yeah, let's do it, man.
See if that guy just sits there and bleeds a while or if anything else happens.
Yeah, he gets up and apologizes.
Probably. I think so. He
Probably.
seems like the type.
Yeah, he seems reasonable
He learned
enough.
his lesson.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I want to thank everybody for joining us. I've kind of failed in my duty as a co-host to kind of point everybody to the moviesbyminutes.com if you want to listen to any other movies that are done minute by minute. I think they're up to 144 different movies by minutes last I checked, which was just before we recorded. Join us on Monday for minute 7. All right, Perry, why don't you just sit there and bleed a while and I'll check on you on Monday.